Hi, I'm Josephine from we.CONECT and this is Rahul from Uber. Do you mind introducing yourself first, please?
Thank you, Josephine. So I'm Rahul and manage telecom and cloud sourcing at Uber. I divide my career into four parts, call it buy, sell, consult, and build. So on the buy side, I've been managing technology sourcing for companies like Uber, Walmart, Atlassian, Cypress Semiconductors, Model N. On the sell side, I've been selling cloud software and services to procurement people like me at companies like Video and Startup Angel. And before that, I used to be in management consulting for Hitachi Consulting and Verizon Business. I started off on the build side, actually being a software engineer for Bank of America and hardware engineer for Dell. So I've seen the whole IT life cycle in an organization from the buy, sell, consult on tech and build side.
The conference is about software asset management. What are your specific touch points with that?
So we are really interested in managing our assets, or these days, since it's mostly on the software as a service side, the usage of it. That's the angle we are coming in from, really understanding best practices in the industry and learning a thing or two from mature organizations as Uber is growing from strength to strength.
In your career, you have been a key partner to CXOs and CFOs and all that. Do you feel that the topic has become more important for them?
I had someone tell me the best way to actually get buy-in from a CXO is to have him or her do the dirty work, and then they will give you whatever you need. So I feel something similar of Sam. They just want it to be dealt with. They don't want to deal with it. So which means it's a gnarly topic that they're willing to put their money and resources behind it.
How is Sam organized at Uber?
So we, of course, have a list of software vendors. We do have some new SAM tools that we have signed up with. We also have an extensive tool that is doing a telecom asset management and also cloud asset management. And again, it's more about, I call it SUM instead of SAM, which is software usage management, in which I have to track usage, I have to track the number of accounts, and I have to track the number of people who are maybe using it and how often they're using it.
In your Challenge Your Peers session, you raised the question if some will be obsolete in 5 years, and you talk about the shift from owning to renting. What is all behind this?
This is an area that is really being transformed by some of the changes in the accounting standards. I predict software asset management to be renamed or rebranded as software usage management. And of course, software is here to stay. Software is ruling the world. But it's going to be a usage-based model. A report by one of the analysts, I think it's PwC, it shows software is growing at a 30% compound annual growth rate, and that is growth coming from SaaS. So SaaS is growing at that rate. The perpetual license are not growing at any rate compared to the SaaS rate. So it will be a usage model, and it'll be all about not how about running scripts to manage your assets. It's all about how do you really track usage? How do we decommission licenses that are not being used on the cloud? So it's a very different paradigm from software asset management.
Yeah, but how will the as-a-service models and cloud computing change the world of SAM or software usage management?
It changes in very different ways. Now the big providers do not have to run a script on your environment to know what assets are being used, because they know it. It's on the cloud. It's available to them on a moment's notice. That's a upside to them because they can easily track it. It's a downside to a lot of companies because they don't make those tools readily available to companies to know how many of their users have not used a particular license in the last 3 months. That becomes really hard because their incentive is not to lose those 300 people who've not used those licenses in the last 3 months. So it gives them an upper hand, but in a good way, it also is useful for us if we can get hold of the data. You don't have to get bogged down by what the providers are coming back with an audit, because they don't have to audit.
Yeah. How do you feel that your peers on the conference tackle those challenges with the cloud?
I can see that there are some industries who are more open to cloud, some who are just migrating. There are some like Uber who have embraced cloud, and we are a cloud-based company. It is going to be on the forefront of people's minds for next couple of conferences as they migrate from perpetual to SaaS-based model, XaaS-based models.
Yeah. How do you like the conference so far? Do you feel that your topics are addressed here?
I think it's a great mix of people, and it has been good learning for me from both case studies that's being presented, from sourcing best practices, from IT challenges, even from some vendor perspective on what some tools can do. Kudos to organizers, George, Monique, Josephine, and others who are involved in this conference.
Thanks a lot for your time, Rahul, and I hope to see you next year again.
Thank you, Josephine. Pleasure.